on Real Life Teacher Mom. Again, this time I've got a classroom idea for you. I cannot take the credit for this. Our district last year did a 4-part or 4-day series where some of the teachers in the district got to come to our central office for training in literacy. They called it Keys to Literacy. Tammy Daniel was the one I got the idea from, and I'm kind of using that basis of what we talked about to prepare this activity for my students for this next year. I actually started preparing it, this is April, 4 months ago probably. You need magazine pictures. And I don't subscribe to magazines. I don't have a lot of magazines, so I've had to, piece together magazines, find, ask, beg, borrow, steal magazines to cut pictures out of. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with those next year as I'm getting this activity prepared. Don't forget that if you really like this video and the other things you've seen on my channel, to make sure you subscribe. I would love to see you come back as I share more teacher and mom things on my channel. So first of all, I have been saving and cutting and saving and cutting and cutting and saving for months now. Like I said, I don't subscribe to magazines. There's a couple that come a month to the house ever since we moved a few years ago. I guess I got on some kind of subscription, somewhere that I've been getting Cosmopolitan, which does not really work for this very well. Did not pay for it and subscribe to it. It's not my cup of tea, but so I get that one, and I get Good Housekeeping, which I also, Good Housekeeping, which I also didn't subscribe to. I don't pay for. I don't know if it was something when we moved that, how you get signed up for new stuff and things. We moved to a new city close by, but we moved. So right after we moved, those started showing up. They'll like take a hiatus and not come for several months, and then all of a sudden I'll get them again. So I've used a couple of those. I found some different food magazines. I've been using my Costco magazine that comes each month. That has great pictures in it. You can use catalogs. This is a 2017 Young Living catalog. I'm going to look through. I don't know that anything in there will be usable. I'll use it, look through it. Somebody gave me an old Pioneer Woman. I'll look through that. So what you need to do though is cut out lots of pictures and try to keep advertisement and words and things like that off of the pictures. So like I would not necessarily use this picture right here, because if I'm gonna get the cut off the words, that's gonna make it look kind of funny. I mean, you could get just around her head. Let me see. And the easiest way I found is tear it apart. So let me see, maybe I can get this one to kind of work without looking too funny. I mean, that's not too bad. It could be worse. So cut out pictures of things, animals, objects, any kind of objects, flowers, foods, makeup, people, places, things like that. So, and you don't want them to be teeny tiny. Like, I have some pictures that would be this small if I cut them out, but honestly, those are going to get lost. So I try not to use a lot of them. I am using holiday pictures. So like this one right here, it's got a lot of detail in it, which is fine for this activity. We're going to do sorting and many other things with this. I'll show you what we're going to do in a minute. So I would just like maybe cut off the side here. This is actually a really good picture to use. You could, I cut off the words there. You could possibly even cut this into smaller pieces though. So you could cut this tree out and use it, cut this tree out and use it, things like that. I wasn't going to use holiday pictures, but as I was cutting apart a recipe magazine that I had that was holiday, all Halloween and fall, I started not to cut out all the pumpkins, and I thought, no, actually, that'll be fine. So I'll tell you why in a minute, but this one right here, I'm gonna cut out the Joy across the top. Not used anymore. The thing about some magazines like the Cosmo, it just has some iffy things in it that I don't necessarily need my first graders seeing on the back of a picture, because you have to make sure that on the back of the picture you cut out, it's also school appropriate. So I would try to cut out a picture and then I'd look at the back and there would be some ad for something that was not appropriate. So I'll usually flip through them just to see if I can find anything, but I don't often use them. So let's see here. Ooh, there's a cute purse on here on this page. So put that down here. I have mostly pictures of people. I was working very hard at the beginning of this to make sure that I had a lot of pictures of diverse people doing different and diverse things, because I live in an area that is not very diverse. So our students at this time, at least at my school, don't see a lot of diversity. They don't see a whole lot of people that look different than them. And so I wanted to make sure that I included some people that were different and looked different than we do. Picture of a shirt. I'm not going to use the picture of the knife. My kids would not have a problem with it, but we are out here in the country. Oh, here's a bandana. I'll be able to add these to my groups of pictures here in a minute. I'm gonna make about 20 to 25 bags. I typically don't have more than 20 students, and usually with this activity, they're gonna be working in at least partners, but I figured if we do several different activities with these bags each year, that I may want a variety of bags. So I'm gonna make at least 20 bags, and each bag I plan to put at least 16 to 20 pictures in. And I want them to be different pictures. I want like animals, things, food, places, people, books. I tried to put some books in there whenever I can find some. There were a lot of like outfit pictures, and a lot, even this Pioneer Woman magazine has pictures of outfits in it. So I did cut out some whole outfit pictures, shoes, purses, jewelry. Let's see what else I can find here. Why not put a Christmas tree in? I'm going to cut around the outside edges of the Christmas tree though to get all the words off. I really kind of hate that I'm putting up a Pioneer Woman magazine, but with us being gluten-free, we won't use a lot of the recipes necessarily. So anyway, so after you go through and you've cut out lots and lots of pictures, then just sort them. And I've started sorting mine. I didn't finish it all before I started this video, but I'm gonna go back. I think I need a few more object type pictures and animal pictures. But other than that, I'm really good on people, great on food. But so after you have cut out all of your pictures, put this over to the side, then just sort them into piles. Now what I did to get, so I didn't put all people in one pile, is I put all of my people together. I put all of my scenery, places together. That's gonna really come in handy when you're telling stories. Then I put all of my things together. And I did put all of my food together because I had a lot of food. And then I just went through and I just pulled off the top, 3 or 4 of each one until I had 16 to 20 pictures in the bag. Okay. So I'm gonna move these pictures over to the side, and I do have a few that I've made up here. So I'm just using Ziploc bags because they're, well, zip top bags. They're cheap and plentiful right now. I am making these up during these stay-at-home orders, and I didn't want to go to the store just to get big manila envelopes. I have a lot of these right now, so I'm making these. All right, so what your students can do with this is pull the pictures out. And they're gonna ooh and ah over them and stuff. Oops, I missed a little picture. So I've got a picture of a man and a dog. Let's see, I've got a grill. Oop. Some colorful shoes. Someone walking beside a car. Some potato chips. A bowl of grapes. Some Cheerios. I've got cookies. This is a little small, they'll probably get lost, but a bear. We see bears around here. A camera. A set of books. I have a farm, which I've got to cut those words off. This actually came from an alumnus magazine I get from one of the colleges. It was either one of the ones they did a genre I graduated from. I don't remember. But there's some people rafting. Some dresses. I cut up a Lakeshore catalog for some pictures, and I've tried, actually I made a stack of just these pictures because these are all going to be kids playing with some kind of toy or something. I thought, well, you know, I could put at least one of those in each bag. Not real picky on what, not picky at all really on what goes in the bags, as long as I have a diverse selection of pictures. There's some football players, and then this one I've got a man and a boy flying a kite. All right, so first you could do sorts, open sorts or closed sorts. So an open sort is one where the students come up with the categories. They literally look at the pictures. Okay, in my pictures, I see pictures with red. Here's a picture with some red. Here's a picture with some red. Oh, there's red on the Cheerio boxes. That's more orange. Okay, so maybe they're gonna sort them by color if they come up with their own. I see pictures of green. So here, this one's got green, this one's got green, that one's got green. Let's see, more green. Oh, oops. The football players are playing on green grass. There's a green book. I see pictures that what I've got left. Oh, I've got some pictures that have some blue. There's a blue carpet, a blue car, blue water. Oh, all of these pictures have brown in them. Brown cookies, brown on the table under the grapes. The little doggy has some brown. The bear is brown. Oh gosh. I've got a picture, but I don't know where to put this one. Oh, wait, blue. Then you might have a student who goes, but wait a minute, there's brown in this picture too. We put it in the red. Where should we put it? So then you've got your kids they can work together to solve, if you put them in groups or pairs. They can solve that. Okay, well, where would the best place for that picture be? Okay, so then you can say, okay, you know, when you and your group have your pictures sorted, raise your hand. I put your hands on your head. That's the thing in my classroom. And I'll come check it. Okay. Oh, you know what? Tell me about it. So they're going to tell you about their sort and how they sorted the pictures. And maybe they can even tell you, you can ask, hey, did you disagree about anything? And, well, you know, on this one, Miss Lewis, you know, John saw red and I saw brown, and we decided to put it in the brown because there's more brown than red. Okay, great way to work that out. Now, sort them a different way. Can't use colors this time. What? Yes. I mean, you could actually make this activity go on all day. So, they stack them back up. Okay, they have to come up with a new way to sort them. Well, this time, maybe we could sort by living things and non-living things, they say. So we've got our football players, our people, but wait a minute. There's a kite that's non-living. Okay, let's discuss it. Where should we put it? Why should we put it there? This picture has lots of green grass and trees, and that's what I see most of, so I'll put it in living. Oh, those books, those are non-living. The car is non-living. Oh, but there's a person there, so what should we do? They talk about it and decide, well, you know, I see more non-living than living, so we put it there. Or maybe they make a separate category, another category that's living and non-living, and put it in that category. So they call you over, you tell them, you know, say, hey, explain your thinking to me, and they tell you how they sorted it, why they did it, how they came to the conclusion in some things. All right, sort them another way. What? Yep, sort them another way. Because at this point, you know, your higher group of kids, they may have done 3 sorts and figured it out. And then you may have a group of kids that's struggling and hasn't gotten through 1 yet. So it doesn't matter how many times you have them do that activity. It's great practice, and you've still got, you know, you're still able to kind of work with and help those that are struggling more. So that's an open sort. They decide how they want to sort the pictures. You know, I remember doing this in the group, and one time we sorted by hands and no hands. One time we sorted by silver and anything but silver. I mean, because we sorted them 10 or 15 times before she finally was like, all right, let's move on and I'll show you something else to do. And we were really struggling to find ways to sort them. Now, if that's a little too hard for your group, or it maybe at the beginning of the year, if you want to do that later, at the beginning of the year, do a close sort. You tell them the categories. So, you know what? Sort your pictures by living and non-living, and everybody does that. Sort your picture. Okay, great. Let's, you know, you go around, explain, tell me your thinking, and maybe you have a list of on a clipboard or something of different ways to sort. Okay, so, you know, John's group over here got done, but Bobby's group's not done yet. Well, John's group's done. You've checked it. You've, you know, had them explain their thinking. Okay, now, you know, sort it by color. Great, you've got another closed sort. Okay, then, you know, a group gets done. Great, sort them by things you wear and things you don't, things you eat and things you don't. And, you know, it may even be in some picture, you know, this picture, our kids whose parents go hunting, they can put this in things you eat. And as long as they can explain their thinking and they're using vocabulary, then that's great. Okay, so we've got closed sorts and open sorts. ABC order. So later on, your higher kids, your first grade kids, your higher kindergartners, okay, well, let's do ABC order with them now. Oh my, okay, well, so you have to, you know, put them out. And you may even give them dry erase board or paper or something, so if they needed help, they could, you know, maybe put a letter underneath it of what it starts with or something if you wanted to. Or maybe you say, pick up 5 pictures, put those 5 pictures in ABC order. You could have them sort big to little, little to big. You could say, okay, your actual pictures sort little to big. All right, now think about it if it was a real thing. Is in real life a shoe going to be bigger than a bear? And you could have them thinking about it that way. Have them talking to each other about size and things like that. Now, one other thing that you can do is have them tell a story. And tell them, you know, you don't have to use all the pictures, but use as many as you can. Because if you have 16 to 20 pictures and you're trying to tell a story, your story is not going to have much of a plot. That's what happened with my group when we were doing this as teachers. We tried to use every single picture, and so we told the story to her when she came to us, and she was like, well, what was your conflict and resolution? We were like, oh, we didn't tell a good story, did we? And she said, I never said you had to use all the pictures. And I was like, okay. So, you know, you might tell a story with one day a grandpa and his grandson were going out to fly a kite. They took along a picnic of chocolate chip cookies, grapes, and chips. Along the way, this will be really short, they ran into a bear. The bear was hungry. He wanted the food. So, and they may even give the people names. So Grandpa and Timmy jumped into their raft to go down the river and get away from the bear. And so they could just tell their story and going on and on. If you could use, now I made this quickly, I think I'm going to make a better one, and I'm going to laminate it so that the kids can write on it. But you could even do something like this to show, for them to see the conflict and the resolution, the climax of the story, the resolution. They could write their characters down here, put their setting. There are often 3 ways to try to solve a conflict, so maybe you put that on there, maybe you don't, so that they could, try to, like maybe Timmy and Grandpa were trying to get home, so they used the raft, and that didn't work, that didn't get them far enough. So they called Grandpa's friend Bob, and had Bob come with his car to drive them home, but Bob couldn't come because he was at a football game. So they can use these to tell, as maybe different conflicts, the climax, what happens. They can write that up here. I've got the title of the story, the resolution. How did they finally get home and away from that bear? So you can make all kinds of graphic organizers on poster board, or we have a poster printer, so I may actually make these on the computer and print them on our poster printer when we go back, and then laminate them, and then I can roll them up and store them in my closet pretty easily. And you could even use this for them to, instead of having a line, maybe have them put their pictures on the graphic organizer to help them tell their story. One of the key things to this is not only, though, coming up with the story, making sure you have the characters, the setting, the conflict resolution, but making sure that they can tell the story, and that they can, have the chance to tell it to others, to other groups, or to the whole class or whatever. So those are different activities that I'm going to do with all of these pictures, hundreds and hundreds of pictures I'm cutting out of magazines, and I have been cutting out for a while. So if it's something, it's easy, it's cheap to do. I've tried to been trying to come up with some different things that I don't have to print. We use a ton of ink at our school. This is really good hands-on. It's good to get them to think. I can give them different bags. This week we're going to work on closed sorts. We'll do closed sorts first. A few weeks later, hey, you know what? We're going to do open sorts. Remember when we did the closed sorts and I gave you the categories? Now you're going to come up with your own categories. Hey, you know what? Maybe you just pull out one bag and give out each child one picture, and they have to write a sentence or two about that one picture. Sometimes kids, you just say write a couple of sentences, and they're like, what do I write about? Give them something to write about, and it helps to jog their creativity. So maybe you just pull out one bag. You've already got 20 pictures in it. Give each kid a picture. Write me a sentence about your picture using whatever skill you're working on that week. But you've got those ready to go. It was cheap, it was easy, and they don't take a lot of space to store. I like that too. I can just put all this into a plastic shoebox and stick it up on my shelf, and it won't take very much space at all, but yet it's easily accessible. This is also something that we have assistants, parapros assistants in our classrooms at least 50% of the week. And this is something in a small group that I can have her work on with the kids, also with the pictures. So there's so many possibilities of this. Like I said, the initial idea was not mine. I'm taking this from a workshop I went to last summer, or last year rather, and I'm running with it. I've been working on it, trying to get it put together. And so hopefully it is something that you can also use in your classroom. So let me know in the comments if you have any other ideas of things that we can do with this, with these pictures. Like I said, I'm just using zip top bags right now. And if I end up with more than 16 to 20 pictures, I'll probably make more than 20, maybe 25 bags. I don't know. It's a great group or pairs activity, but then I've also got a bag for each child if I need it for something. So, all right. So I hope you guys had a great day today. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learned something new, gotten a new idea. And like I said, in the comments, leave me any new ideas that you might have that we can use with this. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you like this, to get more ideas and just videos from me. All right, you guys have a great day. Bye.